Hello, adventurers, and welcome to the wonderful world of PATHCO. Here we are once again. It's the fantasy game. We're not playing the sci-fi one this time. Not that you've heard that. That's a time paradox. Fuck. So, last week, does anyone want to explain what the shit we did?
I can't remember. That was ages ago.
Me neither. That's why I was up. That wasn't a... It's not part of the format. I don't remember.
Mona on the stream has reminded me that we went and helped out Anais Crest, who is the daughter of Horina Crest.
I'm definitely playing her in another game, by the way.
The
She's
guild
adorable.
master of the Guild of Interlopers, aka the Tourism Guild.
Fucking love the Guild of Interlopers' favourite name.
So if you do so yourself.
If I do say so myself.
She's now a member of Aunt Tilda's squad.
Tilda's
if Aunt Tilda's
orphan
party has
crew.
a name. I don't know.
The Orphan Gang.
She's also part of the squad of magical young women whose lives have been forever changed by an encounter with Dave.
It's definitely... You're getting a token to summon them in the finale at some point. That'll be good. Do the full-on big damn hero.
If we get the Queen of the Midlands on our side, holy fuck.
Shit,
cool.
yeah, that would be wild.
She's a very powerful lady, but I'm pretty sure she's on a beach with Montback.
Hopefully.
They're both ignoring each other awkwardly.
Yeah.
Nice. They're on opposite sides of the pool, but also just kind of orientated enough that they're not facing one another. You rescued Anais Crest.
Facing the giant eye.
Yup. Sigmund is now a board member or a council member of whichever the shitty one in Scumport is.
Yeah, the
Republic of Free Scumport.
Free Scumport, yes.
Yeah. Man,
So,
that would have been funny if we
congratulations,
said
Sigmund.
different names, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Turns out that Mon has radically different political beliefs to what I assumed. Yeah, so congratulations on your councilorship, council membering thing. We actually did the vote last time as well, I think, and they've agreed to stop attacking the Gladiators' Quarter.
Indeed. I believe so.
Because Sigmund appealed to their selfishness, which of course they love. And yeah, I think that brings us pretty much up to date. So the cutscene has ended. We've gone from very high definition rendered graphics to just the full-on shitty game engine graphics.
Yeah, fucking...
It's
like Metal Gear Solid 1, fucking PlayStation...
I don't know about
graphics.
that. I think Metal Gear Solid 1, the openers in the
Like
same engine.
Final Fantasy 3 on the DS.
I don't know.
Final
Yeah,
Fantasy games are a
exactly.
big
Yeah, that's a
fucking
that's a
thing
good
for
that's a
that.
good touchstone.
Yeah. Or any Need for Speed game. So yeah, we've come back into regular gameplay. It's about, I think we probably said it was about 10:30, 11 at night at this point. Like, you had your time with the Tide Knights, which was probably a few hours ago at this point. Maybe it's even later than that. God, it might be hitting about midnight. You had a long rest.
I can't remember how often we've rested, because remember we rested at the Tide Knights place, but that was like until the evening.
Yes.
And then we
So
went
that was from
and
about
we got...
1 p.m. until like 8, 9 p.m. I think.
Yeah, and then we went and
Oh, it's probably
got
less
the
time.
twins.
It is more time than that.
Siblings. I can't remember if they were twins or if they're siblings.
I think they were
The
twins,
two
yeah.
half-elves. Twins. From the Haunted Quarter. And that was definitely at night. And I can't remember
Good
if we've
point.
then gone straight from that to...
Yes, I believe so.
Republic... Oh, man.
Judging by the fact that yourselves all have missing HP, I'm assuming that
This has been a day
It's
on a
been a
length
really
similar to
long
those
day.
in like Return to Arbello. It's been a long day.
yeah, it's been a long one.
Especially for Glanville.
So yeah, what
I think
other...
in Glanvart's been a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for Glanville.
It's good. It's very satisfying. Personally, as a DM, I'm having a wonderful time.
I'm
So
sure.
what are the party's plans at the moment? Like, what are yourselves doing? I think you're in this kind of nice square just in front of the Guild of Interlopers at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
You're reunited with Gilhelm and the Skeletons. And yeah, what are you all's up to?
Actually, how many
Well,
fucking
we do need to go-
skeletons do I have? I have 3.
You have 3, isn't it?
Yes,
Like
yes,
Campbell's, Quentin, and McShorty.
One of them's on
Sure,
fire,
yeah.
or did both of the fiery
No,
ones go?
both of the fiery ones died.
were killed.
Yeah,
Both
as evidenced by
died.
this drawing that I
Yeah,
have
but
here.
I knew that was one
CU
of them.
Space Skeleton.
CU Space Skeleton. I didn't know if
You're
that was,
gonna carry that
I
weight.
couldn't remember if both of them.
Yeah, the other one kicked the bucket as well.
I think they both died in the same fight.
Yeah,
Mm. The only fight they were in,
yeah.
you mean?
Yeah, that one.
A brief and fleeting existence.
I mean, they were perpetually on fire, you know. I
True.
don't think you don't have a brief and fleeting existence like that.
Candle burn brief and bright.
Yep. So in terms of sort of active quests, I suppose, you guys have the fledgling Empire of Sobek, which of course exists just across the river. Seems to be Sobek, who is, you know, a god / leader of the Empire of Fangs, attempting to set up his own foothold, hence the big glowy eye in the sky.
The Scum Pit Tar Museum! No! And the Pathfinder
Yeah.
Society.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But we care less about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you haven't had treasured memories at the
It would be-
Scumport Lodge of the Pathfinder Society.
No, indeed.
Yeah, we've never been there, have we?
We've never gotten
no,
any
I don't
souvenirs from there either.
See, there you go.
No.
If you'd been to the gift shop, maybe.
Ugh, of course they have a fucking gift
I don't
shop.
know if we've ever even been there in B Team. I don't think we have.
There have been sessions in Scumport for
Scumport,
BT.
yeah.
I
don't
think
know
you
if
might
I
have
went
been
to
there
the
at the end of
Society.
the is it Morrigan Good? Her arc? I
Who's
feel
that?
like that was
It
set
was
in
your
Scumport.
character, bro.
And that doesn't mean I remember people's names. I think I got that one off
Wait,
Endcount.
who's Morrigan Good?
You weren't part of that arc.
Oh,
It
okay.
was
Yeah, it was Delta and Northwood
Oh,
Yes.
I see, I see.
and a cool old lady.
Yes, she was like she's an old dark-skinned lady in a wheelchair, and she is
She was a cleric
she's a
of
cleric
Felicity.
of Felicity.
Yeah, we found out that Felicity exists and is on this plane trapped in a
Yep.
statue or something
yeah.
crazy like that. I don't
Yep.
know. It's kind of nuts. Just not to think too hard about it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we fought like
just
a cool dragon.
you did you fought a weird skeleton plant dragon thing.
We did.
Hmm.
That was cool.
Fucking B teams, which we don't bother recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hi audience, hope that was fun for you.
Yes. Also, Delta is a Tide Knight and Northwood is a cowboy.
Yes,
Yes.
played by Donald Glover.
Don't
Played,
know
by
the duo.
Donald, played by Donald Glover.
I really
God,
love their
I've
friendship.
been
it's
watching
so weird.
Community recently, and he's so pretty. I love Donald Glover so much.
I like
Anyway.
him as Lando most, obviously.
Mm.
Anyway, carrying on. Carrying
No,
on.
no. Hi, welcome back to our Donald Glover sort of appreciation podcast. So yeah, I think Sobek's kind of the big boss of this region, I suppose.
Indeed.
As part of the sort of item fetch quest you guys have been on, there was the you know, you went and helped Tilda out so that she could help you out. You went and helped the Tide Knights out for much the same reason. You now have a way to cross the river, should you so choose. And you have
I've got two
also...
Well, I guess we've not really broached the
Hang on, I'm just going to shut my window. Seagulls intensify.
The beautiful creatures of nature.
My window is
annoying.
open, but at the moment, the only thing that's really coming in is the smell of the pizza van that's parked a few meters away.
Oh man, jelly. Da, bida, 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 da, bida, bida. Anyway.
Okay.
It's just it's what plays in my head when I think about pizza now. So yes, you've now sort of freed up that ongoing attack to the Gladiators' Quarter, and yes, you've not really been to the Bridge Protectorate yet. So
Our
Yeah.
plan was kind of just to walk over them. if
Yep.
they tried to stop us,
Pretty
I
much.
walk
'Cause
over.
we've got some Tide Knights, we've got all of the Gladiators, and we've got all of Tilda's lot.
Indeed.
So,
a good
and we've
point.
got us. So,
Not to mention the ass. No, I'm kidding. He wouldn't help.
are we gonna do that now, or are we gonna have a sleep?
I'm gonna check how
Good
many
morning.
spells I have left, and I
Yeah.
don't
That's
think
pretty
it's that
good.
many.
I'm okay.
Negative
I
12.
think I've used up like half my level ones. I think I've used up 4 of 7 level ones and 3 of 27 bard rounds, so I'm actually okay. But
I've-
also, you know, it's nighttime, man. We should sleep. It's been a long day.
It's-
We woke
it
up at
must
like
be
4
like
a.m. in the
2:30.
morning.
We
I
attack.
think
We
that was a
attack
very
at
late
dawn.
night. Fucking okay, Mr. 3 hours sleep. That
It
sounds
needs
awful.
to be
I'm an
time
elf,
for breakfast.
remember?
Oh, good point. Yeah, that's exactly the right amount. But you need to chill for like 4 hours on top,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I assume is a
And we need to have
leisurely brunch.
breakfast and second
No.
breakfast.
Mm.
Brunch, 11s.
What is this?
Mm.
Anyway,
Anywho, yeah.
so where is the party going? Looping back to our like 15 minutes ago conversation. What's the party up to?
We're going to bed. We're
Where?
going to
Yeah,
I think-
breakfast.
I think we're
It's gonna
about
go
getting
on
to the point.
Republic.
Yeah, fair.
Was
Like,
it the Rook and Castle that we were?
You didn't formally
Tanya.
sort of check in there, but yeah, that's Tanya. Is it weird to give her the last name Bryce's daughter if I don't actually know their last name? I mean, I
Nope.
don't know what Bryce's last name is, but
Well,
still.
Bryce's last name was Bryce.
What?
Like, was that his surname or his first name?
It's both.
It's
Bryce.
Bryce. It's
Well,
like
it's Mario
it's-
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like those Latin names for a bunch of species, like a rat, which is Rattus rattus.
Ratus. Or
Yeah.
Vulpus or
Bryce. It's
Mm.
the same concept exactly.
Okay.
Comma for some reason.
Mm.
Yeah, you can definitely head to the Rooken Castle. I think you definitely have some free space there.
Sure.
Or at least, with very few exceptions, Tanya has a very positive view of the party, so is willing to give you that space, I'm sure.
Exceptions being Apollyon. Oh, she doesn't like Sigmund. That's
Yeah,
correct,
Sigmund. Apollon's
Right.
She
fine.
justifiably doesn't like Sigmund. She
We
doesn't
made
like
sure that
Apollyon
her
because
dad
she started
came
that
back
cult one
safe,
time.
so she probably doesn't mind the rest of us, even Polly.
Cult thing.
Oh yeah, the cult
right.
thing. Fuck.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's probably like 3 a.m. by the time you're stumbling towards the Rooken Castle, along with your entourage of skeletons and Gilhelm,
Mm-hmm.
Toast.
and Toast the Knowing, Toast, comma the Knowing.
Mm.
I think you knock on the door and there's a pause, and then you knock on the door again, and eventually Tanya opens the door. She has this wallaby under one arm, like she's been holding it like a
Wombat.
stuffed toy.
Wombat.
Fuck, every time. I thought I
Almost
had it
every-
right this time.
No,
Oh.
it's a wombat. Daryl the wombat.
Daryl.
Daryl T. Wombat, of course. I even have him in my notes for this region.
Hmm.
Oh,
Even the
good
gulls are
morning.
laughing at you about it.
Fucking gulls, honestly. Oh, good morning. Productive evening? And she sort of swings the door open and leans in the door frame. The common room of the Rooken Castle is quite cramped, but is oddly enough empty. The fire's sort of embers at this point, so you've got that good kind of orangey glow. Are you looking for space?
Yes, please. We've been awake since like 4 a.m.
Okay, that's patently not true, but all right. You did have a long
is
rest in the
true.
middle of the day.
Well, 5 a.m. Oh, this is true, but hey, it's still tired,
Okay.
man. I'm
You've
sleepy
had a long
boy.
day.
You gonna turn
We've had
down
about-
this charisma 20 face?
She just sort of rolls her eyes and steps further in. Opens the space up to you guys. We don't have proper rooms free, but you can sleep in the common room. I can fetch some additional blankets and stuff.
Sure.
Stable face plant into whatever vaguely comfortable horizontal surface there is.
I mean, Glanvar kind of follows suit, but along with the words of "no need."
He doesn't even wait for blankets, just...
It's like that with Garnet in that one episode of Steven Universe. I'll show you how the pros do it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think Tanya, I think she looks at Gilhelm and at the, in particular, the skeletons, I suppose, and is like, do you want space in the stable, or are they good here?
They're with me. I'm not. You're not putting my skeletons in the stable.
I
That's
was
not-
asked. Okay,
That's
okay.
not a thing. And
It's-
frankly,
it's
I'm
too late in the day
I'm
for
quite
me to give
offended
it
that
to
you would even suggest such a thing.
Okay. She leaves the room.
There
She
it was.
leaves the room blowing out like the one remaining candle in the space. So it is very dimly lit in here. You can just, like, peeking just out of the window of the Rooken Castle, you can just see, like, the sun coming up over the edge of the rooftops. The sky is already kind of like a muddy orange color, though, on account of the giant lizard eye in the sky.
Yeah, that fucking thing.
So yeah, yourselves can take a long rest. When are you sleeping until? Keeping in mind it's about 3:30 a.m. now.
How long
Well,
does a long
probably-
rest need to be?
Usually 8 hours.
8
But,
hours,
it
yeah.
doesn't have to be napping
It's
the
meant
entire
to
time. I
be
think it can be.
8 hours.
You know, it can be breakfast and stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
Additionally, if you guys have any scenes with each other or any of the illustrious residents of the Free Comportian Republic at this time, then by all means.
Who do we know lives in the Free Comportian Republic?
You know Tilda's here at the moment. You know Tanya's here at the moment.
But where
That's
is
predominantly...
Bryce?
Where the fuck is Bryce? Surely he should be here. Why isn't he?
You're the one running the campaign.
I know! I'm also suitably perplexed by Bryce not
Maybe
being here.
he got stuck in the fledgling Empire of Sobek when
That may have actually been a plot thread.
it became the Empire of Sobek.
Here he comes on his motorbike.
Yeah.
Bryce says, sorry I'm late.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that may actually be a plot beat from Tanya in terms of, I think that's part of why she's not in the best of moods at the moment, is due to
She's
Bryce
not
not...
in a good mood, though.
It's
Yeah.
mostly dealing with various amounts of your shit, to be fair, but
Hey,
that's your as a party, that's not your in particular, Dave.
okay. Everyone loves Dave.
Yeah, I seem to recall that I did mention that Bryce was adrift somewhere. I think he may actually be in the Fledgling Empire, yeah.
I don't actually remember you mentioning that.
Me neither, but it's something
We're on
I'm
the same
thinking
wavelength.
about now.
You retconning it in.
Retconning my own memory. Yep,
Nice.
may as well.
May as well.
So yeah. Anything that, any shots that we get here, I suppose? Any conversations that need to be had on screen?
I think I have something, but I'll leave anyone else to do theirs first.
I think we just get a shot of Sigmund, like just up, like shining his armor and like doing little bits of repair. I was going to say like sharpening his sword, but he doesn't have a sword.
Oh.
Realised after starting this conversation that he doesn't have the really iconic thing you can do here.
Yeah.
We can sharpen the spikes of the shield of Arbella. That's the thing.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
So we
Can
expect
do that.
kind of like him
That's
just
the thing
getting
you can
prepped. You know.
Indeed. Okay. Cool.
I don't have anything in particular. Don't
Nice
worry.
fucking lamb bar.
Just leave me to
Okay.
Cool RP scenes.
I think what Apollyon might want to do is first of all check in with Sigmund. And I think, well, everybody's in sort of the common room, right? Or what's going on here exactly?
Yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
pub common room. There's long benches up some of the walls. There's a couple of little booths. So, you've all kind of... you're adventurers, you have basic camping supplies, and, it's an inn, so they do have spare sheets and stuff. So,
Okay.
there's a sleepover vibe.
Sure, right. Yeah, I think Apollyon might address Sigmund first and say...
Is this pre or post nap, by the way?
I think this is probably pre-nap. And I think Apollyon is going to say, "Hey, Sigmund, can I borrow you for a second?"
Yes, sure. And he puts down the shield, takes a practice pap with it, and then comes with it.
Yeah. So, Sigmund, I was just sort of checking in here, considering, well, we've now got the Gladiators Quarter on our side. So we've got those guys. We've got this Tilda and her sort of troops, I suppose, who have a ship, I think. And we have, well, us, I suppose. And then... wait, remember, are the Tide Knights helping us out here? I always
Yeah,
forget
they've,
on what side I am with those guys.
Oh, sorry, was that in character? My bad.
It's both in and out of character, I think.
I think they've pledged you like a crew, so like
okay.
a couple of ships.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Apollyon is then going to say, so I was thinking, and I was wondering what your opinion on this is, you know, being a more experienced tactician than I am. When we've got a ship brigade, you know, sort of here, and I think he's going to point out sort of at the side of the Free Scamportian Republic, sort of this area. And I suppose there are docks here, actually, so that's probably going to be around here.
Yeah, that's the kind of shipyards.
Yeah.
There are sort of non-dry docks there too.
Indeed. Yeah. So we've got basically a navy, a small navy over here, and we've got the gladiator square up there. Who I don't. Do they have a ship? Probably not.
There's like a dock there, but it's like pleasure yachts and stuff.
Yeah. So basically, what the impression is that I'm getting is that we're gonna go for some kind of two-pronged attack here. But where we have one team that goes over the Scumport Bridge, and one that goes by boat. Do you know anything about Sobek in particular? I remember you have had some experience with the Empire of Fangs, haven't you?
Are you asking Sigmund?
Yeah.
Does Sigmund have experience with the Empire of Fangs? Just the same as you guys, right? He's
Yeah.
got experience
Oh,
with.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
got
yeah,
experience
right, yeah,
with
it's-
like the troglodytes at Arbello.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose those are pretty different entities, actually.
You can roll
They're
something for me if
they
you'd
are
like to.
connected. I'm pretty sure that was established. But
They're separate factions, but they have been, one's been coerced by the other at some point.
yeah.
You can roll me a knowledge history check or something like that, Sigmund, if you'd like to, determine the resting level of knowledge that you have.
I don't have a knowledge history. I have knowledge. I have a knowledge local is the only thing that I've got a rank in. Probably.
Roll it, and we'll see what you get from the last sort of day and a half of wandering around Scumport.
18.
Well,
An 18, not too bad. What you've seen from wandering, because you've been wandering along like the docks and stuff. You have looked over into the fledgling empire. You were in the haunted quarter, which is quite near to the fledgling empire. You see that it's a very they had fireworks going off despite not being a particularly like holiday day. All the lanterns were lit bright. There's an air of kind of. So the Republic of Free Scumport is wealth, but the fledgling Empire of Sobek is decadence without necessarily that wealth to back it up. So it's people setting up feasts and stuff, indulgence. It's shit like that without necessarily having the buck to put behind the bang, I suppose.
Right.
In general, I don't know how much you know about the Sobek themselves from that.
No, I don't think Sigmund really knows that side of things. Although, can I get a just in order to get this scene set? Can we say that there's actually a little map or mock-up of Scumport on like a
city.
table or something like on the
Yeah,
city?
someone's done. Someone's just drawn on the tavern table. Screw it. Like there's charcoal. It's fine.
Yeah. It's carved in with like. Not even like a hunting knife or anything, just like one of those knives that you use to like butter your toast, like that kind
God.
of, like that very sort
That
of
must have taken
blunt
someone
knife.
hours. These fucking regions have only existed for like 3 days. What the shit?
even that. Like,
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean, the people of Scumport are dedicated.
They are. So when we're having this discussion about who's moving where, we're like pushing like figures or represents or salt shakers or things like that around to represent various things.
Are we pushing
Sigmund
the
is a
finger
sharp
bones
man.
of the skeletons around?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Okay.
So, yes, my understanding is probably our best chance of success is to send the gladiators backed up with some of our ancillary across the Scumport Bridge to try and make a push in that direction. Perhaps we should, because we've not been to the bridge yet. We've been told that there's got the guards are holed up on the bridge, right?
Yeah, that's essentially, from what people have said, the remnants of the Scumport City Guard have pretty much holed up on the bridge and aren't really letting folks pass in either way. You know, the gladiators have tried to reach out in that direction and been sort of rebuffed by that faction. But it
So
also
now
seems to be vice versa from the other direction, so, you know.
So, well, the plan was to go across that bridge and then send the Tide Knights with their protected boats alongside the bottom here and attack through the haunted quarter. Now that we're discussing, it seems like we haven't actually spoken to the city guards yet.
That's
There
true.
might be perhaps something we need to do to open that up.
Yeah.
We could just
How
move that to
cooperative do you think they're gonna be?
Hmm?
How cooperative do you think they're gonna be?
I think if all the gladiators and a lot of our troops from the Free Sumportian Republic go across at once, that's going to do a way to sway it.
No, I suppose.
Especially
Can I
if we send-
roll knowledge or can I roll something? Maybe even sense motive in terms of like Apollyon's experience in Scumport, like what his relation to the Scumport Guard is. Or,
Do we need to roll something for that?
Maybe not, because it's probably bad.
My thinking was just a smash cut of about 15 separate noodle incidents of you holding various different. Man, they have someone. Oh, maybe with an Oculate sphere. I was just thinking, is it someone painting you really quickly while you hold up like the number card with your felonies underneath it?
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Just can't get
It's,
his words right.
Yeah.
They just
It was making him
can't.
look like a weird bird. Yeah, I think it's tricky to draw looking right down the barrel of it. Yeah, I think in your past experiences with the Scumport City Guard, it's not really it's not even necessarily funded by like taxpayer money because that's an infrequent thing in Scumport in general. It's more funded by like, you know, folks giving donations and stuff like that. So they're hardy but underfunded is your kind of experience of it.
Yeah. So basically about that, Sigmund, I had another point to raise, which we might need to think a little about. If we do go to the fledgling empire of Sobek, and let's say that for all intents and purposes we actually do away with Sobek and we overthrow the whole bunch, and, you know, everything, you know, the empire is sent packing. What then? I'm sort of concerned about that, you see. When you do something like this, what's going to happen to it? Who's going to take over that place?
Apollyon, are you honestly asking me for long-term ramifications of resettling a area of land that is currently being held by a separate sovereign nation?
I mean, that was my idea going into this, but now that you put it like that, I actually start to realize that I may have sort of had a lapse in judgment there.
Well, I mean, I was kind of just assuming it would all go back to normal, but now you've kind of mentioned that. Now I'm starting to feel that that's potentially not the that's somewhat optimistic, one might say.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I apparently am on. I'm apparently on the board now. So I
That's
suppose
true.
technically I do have responsibilities. Yeah.
Do we know where the mayor of Scumport is?
Is there one?
I always
That's a
assumed there
question.
was.
I don't know that we've ever spoken about a mayor of Scumport. I always assumed it was kind of a weird council anyway.
I'll be surprised if Scumport wasn't just run by all the high-ranking criminals.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
that's also a good point. I mean, there's a literal, like, checkbook-carrying guild of assassins, which just kind of exists, so, you know.
That's true.
And it's run by a big cat.
Yeah. I don't know. getting a look at
At
the
least one big cat.
yeah,
At
getting
least
at
a
least one big-
non-zero number of big cats.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Getting a look at that council, I'm not sure, you know. I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe things will go back to the way they were. I'm just not sure how convinced I am that these fat cats are actually gonna put Scumpert in a better place when all of this is over. You know?
Well, now you mention it, I did. Well, I did have to go to a dark place to infiltrate them.
I noticed. That still, you know, that kind of rattled me. Not gonna lie, how easily you went into that whole persona there. It's kind
yeah.
of
Well, if you do remember, I did grow up in Gralsberg. You know, we did have the Von Becks before I was before that happened. We're not without their own. God, do you think I would have ended up like that?
you never know.
Ah.
It's let me tell you, it takes it can be a hit or miss, you know, in a place like that. I mean, it's not exactly like I come from a fantastically morally upstanding background, now do I?
No, that's true. But so, what's your plan? Do you want to like after we've defeated Sobek? Like, what are we thinking? We just go back and fuck up the Republic of Free Scumport? Because it seems like that's the issue, right?
Yeah. Well, officially, I thought of posing myself as the new God King and ruling Scumport with an iron fist, but considering my previous escapades and you know, the whole Scorpions thing, I feel like it's going to be hard to not reproduce that disaster on a larger scale, and you know.
Yes, I think we should probably not. We should probably not try and become God Kings just yet.
I suppose there's
I think
always
it takes
time,
a lot of time, and there's more of these like lizard fuckers we need to kill first, right? Like you
Gotta
can't
be at least
declare
level
yourself.
18.
Yeah. You can't declare yourself God Emperor, leave to take care of the next thing, come back. You're just going to have been completely taken over by your evil vizier, John Evilman.
That's a good point. Classic literature. Yeah, that's how it always goes, isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
the issue is, I suppose, that John Evilman has such a good CV. It's really hard to say no to him.
Yeah, he's a charismatic character.
You know, he's been either the vizier or leader of 16 separate sovereign nations.
Funny how
There's
that
very
be, huh?
little. There's very little time. Is go-getter. There's very little time between being hired as the vizier and ruling the country. You know, he's a go-getter.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's,
he's efficient.
Yeah,
That's what I like about him.
Yeah, it's an inspiration to many, and a total nightmare to some. Actually, probably also many.
But, you know, I mean, you say that, but you've got his autobiography on your bookshelf.
Guilty as
You can't
charged.
argue with that
Guilty
kind
as
of-
charged.
Can't argue with that kind of shit, you know?
A lot of ranks and bluff too. That's useful.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I don't like. I'm gonna be honest with you here, Sigmund. Like, I don't have some kind of grand plan for all this. I've noticed
Apart from the God Emperor thing. which is
apart from the
potato.
God Emperor thing, but that's, you know, that's sort of my go-to.
Sure. No, I
I
gotcha.
sort of got that on the backbench in every if not every social situation, if not every situation in general.
Sure. I mean, you could try and install some kind of like vassal puppet type figure as the new mayor of Scumport.
Possibly, literally.
I think Apollyon sort of looks at Sigmund and very sort of slowly looks at Gilhelm and like, nah, it wouldn't work.
He has too much charisma.
Yeah.
I mean,
too
we could get
adorable.
David on this. He's usually got pretty good ideas.
That's true. And let's see where David's hanging out right now.
Dave's asleep, man.
Dave's probably curled up around one of his pets.
He's asleep, Sigmund. I don't think we can wake him up. Oh, fantastic. Hi, Dave. We were just discussing becoming God Kings of Scumport.
Dave sticks his head out of his little pillow forward. Says, "No, don't do that."
Yeah, see, he's got a point. can't argue with that.
Well, the point is, don't do it.
Don't do that. Sometimes that's all you need to hear.
Okay. Well, anyhow, I'm sort of putting this on the table. We'll see where we go with it, but I actually have an errand that I want to run before we get this all on the road. So I'll see you later, but it's just something to keep in mind.
That's okay. Yeah, that seems fair. I mean, in terms of like the overall plan, are we kicking it off tomorrow or?
I don't know
Like,
what
are we
else
going
we would
for
be
it?
doing.
Yes.
Yeah, we should probably figure out like this northern distraction. If we put like a lot of bodies up there, like a lot of the gladiators, do we want to maybe send Tilda that way
right.
as well?
Oh, right. Live. Yeah. No. Go ahead, please.
Do we maybe want to send like Tilda up there too? To like, I can't imagine the city guards wanting to mess with her at all.
That's a fair point.
That way we can
Make
then get.
someone big. I've got potions of bigness.
Potions of bigness. Ah.
That, if anyone wants to be bigger and scarier.
Well, we're going to be down at the bottom
And get things
while
off the
that's
tall
happening,
shelf.
right?
Are we? Okay.
I don't know. I suppose it could be interesting to have a, have a part of the party on both sides, but still,
I'd say we should have all of the all of PATHCO. We should be together.
Yeah, that's fair actually.
If only to not cause any problems for whatever elder deity might be looking down and organizing all of our actions.
You always got to keep that in mind. Always got to keep the Eldritch deities in mind.
Sorry.
Yeah. A lesson I have learned.
John Evilman's first rule of party management is don't split the party, you know.
Yeah, true.
And his CV is really good.
It's impressive.
Always-
I'm not gonna lie.
Always make sure the thief isn't let out of sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because John Evilman's usually the thief in that
Yeah,
circumstance.
indeed.
So my gut was, Tide Knights and us, southern route via the Haunted Quarter. Tilda and gladiators and whoever else across the Scumport Bridge.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Because
We can use toast to keep an eye on what's going on.
Yeah,
in places that we're not.
Indeed.
like the only thing that's possibly useful to us to do is to get an idea of what's going on with the city guard on the bridge. But if we're heading in tomorrow, we probably should, just because the longer we keep going, the more chance Sobek's gonna know what we're up to. If we just send Seth and Tilda, possibly made big via potions of bigness, across the bridge, man, no one's gonna mess with that. It's gonna look like a big attack, and then we can just sneak in through the back.
Completely medium-sized chocolate and a medium-sized halfling.
They're regular size.
Oh my god, it's terrifying!
It's a normal sized halfling. Fuck.
Abadar did not intend it this way.
But to be clear, that is Sigmund's plan. It may or may not be a good plan, but this is what Sigmund is thinking.
It sounds good to me. Sleep-deprived egg and sleep-deprived Dave. Actually, Dave's probably fine. But Dave is just a sleepy boy.
Oh
for no
shit.
particular
Oh,
reason.
that's a really
That's
high
a
level
lie,
spell.
actually.
Fuck.
Is Dave still awake or has Dave passed out?
Well, they would
Again.
Dave up, and then if they were continuing to talk, I guess Dave would also stay awake to talk to them, and then he would go to bed when they shut up.
Dave, as you're settling down to sleep, you hear a voice in your head.
Who's
Hey, Dave. Hope you're good. I'm fine. Not captured. Shitty lizards are here. Integrated, I guess. Working on it. You're all safe. Look after yourself.
Tyra?
It's Thyra Falk. You have 24 words.
Oh, because I said Thyra.
We came to Thor's
Thyra's
Cur-
in my head. What did she say again?
She said, "Hey, Dave. Hope you're good. I'm fine. Not captured. Shitty lizards are here. Integrated, I guess. Working on it. You're all safe. Look after yourself."
Let's see. We're safe, shitty lizards here, not
I'm done with it,
integrating. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm writing it as well.
Oh, okay. You're writing a response. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
doing that during the during
Going
the
to
Polly and
storm-
Sigmund conversation.
City lizards in Scumport not integrating. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 16 more words. What do we say? Guys,
don't have
there's
to
my
use
head.
all
What do I
of
say?
Fucking hell, that's expensive.
No, I can't tell her that, Polly. That's your problem.
Yeah. Sure. I think
Going
Apollyon is sort of...
to storm, attacking across river. Can't think of something. If anyone else wants Dave to say something, they're gonna have to tell them.
Smoke the
Do
kid,
you
I'll be
want
back
to
for
meet?
breakfast.
Morrow. Want us to come after? I guess? Was that... Well, I guess you can't actually reply today, probably.
Unlikely.
We're safe. Just lizards, Scumport not integrating. Attacking across river tomorrow. We can come to you after. Yeah, that's like 18 words, I think.
Cool.
Question
Like,
mark.
you
There
don't
you
have
go.
to use all of them. I am going to keep
Yeah.
that in mind and make note of it for next time, though.
It's the perfect
Cool.
Twitter ratio.
Yeah. Just 25 words as opposed to 200 and whatever.
Okay. Remind me tomorrow morning in game. Okay, so is there anything else that you all are doing? I was going to say after dark, you know what I mean. Over the course of the long rest, or do we wait 8 hours and play the Pokemon Center jingle to get you all healed up?
I think there is something that Apollyon would like to do. And that is, I would like to go looking for a specific item to buy. And possibly I could buy this at the ass, though I don't know how...
Are you gonna go bother the ass man again?
Yes, I think so. Well, maybe if there's more competent wizards around, I would like to bother them instead. Because what I'm looking for is either a scroll of obscuring mist or fog cloud.
If I remember rightly, Obscuring Mist is first level, Fog Cloud is second, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay,
'Cause I've got a whole
roll...
bundle of scrolls, but I don't think I've got one of those.
Yeah.
Roll a knowledge local check, I think, and take. You know what? You've got decent knowledge local, haven't you?
Actually, it's not that high. I've only got a bonus of 2.
Take another 2 on top, just because this seems like the kind of thing that you probably had to do in Scumport before.
And then they're plus 11.
Yes. Okay, here goes. 15.
Not bad.
Decent.
So I'm assuming that this is the next morning. Just based on the passage of time and the fact that you probably need a long rest. I think there probably aren't like actual archmages who live within Scumport, except of course Dominic Hallsbane.
Of course, naturally.
But I think in the same way that there probably are in a lot of places, there are smaller like conjurers and arcanists and healers who don't necessarily call themselves clerics or wizards or what have you, but do have that kind of similar skill set. So I think I don't know if actual prices for scrolls are
Yeah,
in the
basically what
PHP.
I'm looking for is some kind of spell.
So making them, I think, is price of a scroll is equal to the level of the spell times the creator's caster level times 25 GP. Why the creator's caster level though?
That's probably a thing because you've got spells that scale with caster level.
Good point. So it's a first and a second level spell at least.
Right. Well, yeah,
Um,
basically what I'm looking for is some kind of spell that we can use to obscure the approach of our navy across the River
Ooh,
Scum.
good shout.
Yeah.
From the scroll costs in the PHP,
Hmm.
it's 25 for a first level spell and 200 for a second level spell.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, bless you, Philo, for just immediately assuming Polly's Route 1 here is buying this thing. Not just stealing it.
Yeah.
I think bless you for thinking that Polly is going to go for the cheapest possible option.
I think what
The actual
want
place, by the way, that you found is it's literally like an aside. It's a bookshop / arcanist's office.
Okay.
So there's a bookshop, and then at the top, a separate individual has set up an arcanist's.
Right.
And
Do
yeah,
I
they have a
know-
couple of scrolls.
Yeah, do I know who is the Arcanists?
Yeah, I'm assuming they're there. Their name is what's a good arcanist name? Because I like arcanist because it's different to wizard. I think there's a different connotation there. Their name is Edgar Root.
Edgar Root. Okay.
Yes, they are a wood elven man, dark-skinned, thinning hair at the top, and yeah, kind of otherwise quite lithe. Yeah, essentially it's you go up 2 floors of a bookshop, and then the next floor up is the attic, and also like this kind of cramped office. But it does have a few scroll cases there, and I think Edgar sort of perks up slightly as you. There's like a bead curtain at the top of the stairs, and you have to step through it to come in.
Right. I think.
You know, you're in a classy establishment when there's a bead curtain.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Apollion's gonna sort of come through the bead curtain.
Bead curtain folly.
Yeah. And I think he's gonna say, hello there, Mr. Root. See, I'm.
There's definitely a sign at the front of the building. It says something like bookshop / and then in far smaller letters, Edgar Root Arcanist.
Hello there, Mr. Root. See, I'm looking for a scroll. More specifically, I was looking something like maybe an obscuring mist, a fog cloud, sort of a large weather type implement, if you will. Would be nice if it's something that might easily obscure a ship or two. That's kind of what I'm going for here. Apollyon Buckhart, by the way. Pleasure.
Yes, I think I've heard of your kind before. Well, I can offer you some, but they're not going to be much help with a ship, I don't think. They tend to stick around in the same place. If your ship's moving, they're not going to hide it.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's my understanding from the PHP. I think it does mention it for
Indeed.
either Obscuring Mist or Fog Cloud.
Right.
I know because I've checked in the past for a very similar utility.
Yeah, okay. That is very fair. All right, very well. Well, what else can you offer me in that regard? Obscuring a ship, that kind of thing? Have you got anything that might help a friend out there?
I don't necessarily know that there is a spell that covers that. I don't.
Yeah, the only thing that I've personally found otherwise is control weather, but that's a 7th level spell.
Illusion. How about
That's a
illusion?
good point.
Oh yeah, good point. Let's see if we can find some
What
kind of illusion
spell list is
domain. Illusion.
Interesting concept, it's that.
Hmm.
You could always go for distraction as opposed to outright.
That's true,
Concealment.
but I think it would be nice to have both a concealment for us and a distraction in the sense of the troops that are going to be coming over the bridge.
True.
Because I feel like what is probably our bet here is to distract the majority of Sobek's forces in the north, while we then come by the south and basically try to snipe Sobek. Okay. Where's
I do have something that might be useful, just in terms of if you're trying to fool someone.
Right.
And he suggests perhaps a scroll of illusory crowd,
Right.
which he's sold to a few bards in the past to essentially
Oh no.
inflate their own audience numbers.
Perfect.
It's the classic ruse.
Amongst other things.
Very good. Okay.
Egos? I don't know what you were implying there.
I wouldn't dare to insinuate.
Okay.
Anyhow.
I still
illusory
don't.
crowd. I see.
Yeah, so that would at
Okay.
least, that could make it seem
People
like your
milling about.
forces were larger, if nothing else.
Right. Well, I mean, it's 1 10-foot cube of people.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's level 1. I suppose you could just cast it a bunch, but yeah, that does seem.
yeah. Okay, let's actually. I'm quickly gonna look up in the sorcerer spell list under illusion if I can find something. If anybody else wants to, in the meantime, do something, then by all means, go ahead. Start with 3rd level. Come on.
Yeah, camera pan from Apollyon in a fucking Arcanist's office, just like.
I'm browsing the
probably
catalog.
Yeah, they have bins like it's a record store or something, and you're just going through like the bargain bin. Does anyone have anything else that they want to cover? I suppose. Well, we've got a little bit of quote unquote downtime. It's still...
I'd like to check in with Aunt Tilda and at Eves, but like as I've said in the Discord, I'm like dying. Not dying, but I'm so tired.
That's totally fair. I think just in terms of we can do that as kind of a non-RP scene in terms of if you literally just want to check in on them, then that's a scene I can provide for you.
Yeah, I was just gonna see if Annie's was settling in and like if we're immediately gonna throw her into a fight.
She seems more content here, like just in terms of she seems more at ease. She's around people who are more her own age, even if not exactly it. And Tilda's a good sort of parental figure, as I'm sure you know. Or at least a good guardian-y kind of figure.
Yeah.
She's supportive in a way which I'm not sure Horror was at all.
Yeah.
So it's
quite
early
relaxed.
days. It's been overnight, so
Yeah.
And just thinking about our sort of amended time frame here, you did drop her off at like 2 a.m. So it's
Yeah.
probably been probably been about 8 hours or something. She's probably only just up, but she's we get a nice shot of her eating breakfast on the deck with John and Quinn and Tilda herself. Tilda herself is of course always happy to see you and already has second breakfast cooked. Or she has someone cook second breakfast because I don't think she's a very good cook.
Excellent. Yeah, there's almost certainly a proper.
Yeah, there's definitely a ship's chef because I think Apollyon helped out with him
Yes, he did.
during sea
Indeed.
storms and scumports.
Okay.
Glanvar, Sigmund, anything that you guys would like to cover this morning while we do have this sort of downtime space?
Just making sure everyone knows. Just we had the shot with Apollyon and Sigmund going over the plan, but I think we'll get a couple of shots of if that is the plan. Just everyone being let know what's happening. Tilda has the potions of bigness
If you
for
want
her
to.
and Seth. Do we get Seth here to join us and go over the plan?
Seth it's still quite early in the morning.
Oh, of course, and he's cold-blooded, so he's not going to be.
Okay.
That wasn't my assumption, but that's a hilarious concept, and I'm super into it.
Also, sorry, I mean the arena master.
The Arena Master.
A shadow falls across your face as you say.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I think Tilda knows Seth. Tilda knows Seth. I forgot about that.
Tilda knows Seth?
Yeah, they were both in that arc, weren't they? They were both in that same arc.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. because that's how we
was-
introduced. Yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
have kind of a working relationship in terms
Yeah.
of, you know.
So yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think they're best buds
Tilda
or
was
anything, but they're aware
sponsoring
of one
Seth
another.
in order to raise the funds to get the Fireball out of Impound.
Yes.
yeah. So I think we could just let Tilda know the plan. Like, I'd prefer, like, it would be good to have Tilda with us on like the attack down the south, but I think we need to make sure that that one up north goes well. So, and Tilda and Seth, I think, should probably be able to do it.
Okay, I think I've found something that might meet my requirements for what I want to do. If
Oh, yeah?
but this is something that I'm definitely going to run by you right now. So basically, what I'm looking at is major image.
Ooh, major image is probably a good call, actually. Yeah.
So it's basically something where it's like silent image, so it creates a visual figment that is 4 10-foot cubes plus 1 10-foot cube per level. I don't know if that's... I suppose that depends on the creator of the scroll, not on Apollyon. But anyhow, we've got that, and a major image also includes sound, smell, and thermal illusions.
Jesus, silent image is actually really fucking big.
It's big, and it's a first
Like
level
at
spell.
level 1,
yeah,
it starts off with
it's
4
crazy,
10-foot
isn't it?
cubes,
Yeah.
plus 1 10-foot cube per level.
Yeah,
If you're level 10, I suppose that's like...
that's big. That's
I don't
big.
think in 3D space, I have no idea. But like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
that
Up
could
to
probably
a
spin
100
out.
by 100 foot cube, which would be
Yeah.
like a small street.
That's gotta be able to suck up a ship easily.
Yeah,
If
I
that
know.
was what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's basically what I want to do, and I don't know whether I can sell you on the image being created being just the empty sea.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. That seems fair. I think you have a visual reference there in terms of,
Yeah, because I feel like
you know, the
that
sea
it's
is there.
something that would be more easy to maintain than sort of like a personal invisibility or something, because a ship would be moving quite slowly, and this is like a big blanket thing, rather than that it obscures, you know, a very articulated form, like very specifically one person.
Yeah, I mean, you could essentially feed it a loop in
Yeah.
terms of just,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
basically like a cutout loop of the sea, just sort of
yes.
pasted over it.
I mean, it's something that, you know, you could probably tell against by, you know, looking hard enough, but in the middle of a fight, are you going to? You know? So,
Indeed,
yeah, that seems fair. It is a 3rd level spell.
It is a 3rd level spell, so that will cost me
450 GPs, I think.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah.
Yeah,
and I think he probably has maybe 2 of these. Like, you know, it's not a
Right.
commonly used spell, and he probably has
Yeah.
them in a lockbox behind the counter.
Yeah, I'm
In so much as there's
only
a
going
counter,
to
there's more
buy
like a
the
desk.
one.
That's probably fair.
Let's see what the duration on it. Oh yeah, it's concentration. Okay, yeah, I think Apollyon can probably keep that up for a fair bit. Okay, let's see if I can actually. I've noticed that I've actually got 500 gold worth of diamonds in my pockets.
And you got 150 gold
As you
just
do.
at random last session. Yeah, why do you have 500 gold worth of diamonds?
I don't know where it comes from. It's just something.
Why
that
diamonds
I
in
think,
particular?
I think it's from Barry's fucking mill. I think it's from there.
I was about to jump in there. I can answer this question. It is from Barry's mill. You have 500 gold's worth of diamonds. I can peek behind the thing because that was also when you got the temporary resurrection scroll. The material component for which is however many gold pieces worth of diamonds that is.
Oh,
I need you to make sure you have it in case things
okay,
fucked up
fuck.
during a return to Arbella and you needed to cast a temporary resurrection. That's why you have
okay.
that.
I see. Then
To
actually,
peek behind this curtain.
yeah, then I actually might not sell the diamonds and
Just
just
in
use
case.
my regular coins.
Yeah, that might be a good call.
Yeah, indeed. Okay. Yeah, then I will. I think first of all, this is Apollyon, so I'm definitely going to try and haggle down if I can. And I will. Can I roll a perception or a sense motive to see whether there is any obvious argument that I might be able to make to sort of give me an edge in this haggle.
A smudge on the scroll.
Oh, I see. Like in terms of, I don't know. Especially with scrolls, it's not really like it either works or it doesn't. Surely.
Yeah, true. But not necessarily just in terms of the scroll, also just sort of in general something.
You roll a sense motive for me, sure.
Yeah.
How about
More
you
in terms of
20.
ask you to take it for a test drive?
the
20.
scroll can fit so many images. I think my favorite version of that meme is the one which is like, this car can fit so many X, but it's one of the spiky cars from Mad Max. So
Oh, yeah.
he just taps it and goes, ow.
My favorite one is the one where someone's overlaid like a cartoon thing of Isaac Newton, and it slaps him and it slaps him back.
Oh, that's good.
That's also very good.
It's a good one.
Oh, good. Very good.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
Absolutely. Okay, so with a 20, what do I get here?
With a 20 for a sense motive check on Edgar Root, I think you can tell that like the elbows of his jacket and stuff are a little bit worse for wear. You know, his hair's sort of graying slightly at the temples, which is kind of unusual for elves in general.
Right. Yeah, then this guy must be fucking what, like 600 years old?
Yeah, or going through rough times. You get the
that's also
feeling that
possible.
it's a lot of, you know, the actual stuff he has around here has a lot of magical stuff, but it's not a hugely used thing in Scumport, as they
Right.
can be particularly strict on certain types of magic. It's kind of a
Right.
you know, there's like a garden economy for it, or a cottage economy, you know.
Yeah, I see.
So it's not the most wealth inspiring thing being an arcanist.
Indeed.
So I think you can use that as kind of a bartering tool. Be like, look, I get that you're kind of low on the funds right now, so I'm willing to talk you down slightly. What were you aiming for?
I think because it's 450.
Nothing like
Actually,
haggling a small business
to be
owner.
honest, I think that yeah, I think like trying to get it to 400 maybe. Basically, like this is Apollyon, and as much as I might have compassion with this elven man, I think Apollyon probably does not, or at least not as much. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and get it down to as low as I can get it.
All right, well, try rolling a diplomacy check, and you know you'll get a bonus based on the successful sense motive there.
Okay. Let's see. So this mod should be 4. Yeah. Okay. Diplomacy. 24.
Nice. Yeah, I think you can get that for 375.
375. I will take that. Thank you.
And yeah, I think this is basically kind of a fella who's doing this as kind of a side gig on top of something else. You know, he's yeah, an arcanist is not a hugely popular trade, and it's certainly not
Yeah, so it
well-
seems.
a wealthy one.
Yeah, I think so. Apollyon is going to haggle him down to that, but I think Apollyon is going to say, and you know, actually, if being an arcanist here in Scumport, you know, I know how Scumport deals with a lot of types of magic. Believe me, I've been there. Skeletons rattle outside. So if you're ever looking, you know, for a job where your talents can be put to better use, and I think Apollyon is going to... Actually, I think the skeletons are probably sort of, like, in the hallway waiting for him. So I think one of them is going to come up, and Apollyon is going to use a pen or a charcoal or whatever it is medieval people write with. Actually, wait, do I still have a particular... Yes, I do! I still have Arcane Mark, the cantrip that allows me to inscribe a personal rune or mark or something. So I think Apollyon is just going to tap the desk and make appear, well, probably just the name of Apollyon, like just his name, just Apollyon Buckhart.
Ask anywhere, they'll know who I am.
Yeah, exactly. Apollyon Buckhart, ask anywhere, they'll know who I am. When this is all over, I might actually be looking for a ensemble, because I've got some plans, and I probably have to, well, if my predictions are right, if my uncle's predictions are right, to be honest, I really actually have no idea how the fuck any of it works. But I might be in need of some kind of magical tutor, if you will. So, by all means, and if he taps the name, do remember.
Well, I mean, that's an arcane mark, so I'm going to struggle to get it off the table otherwise.
I'm aware. That's why I did it.
I'll keep you in mind.
Very well. Good day to you, sir.
Apollyon puts on his outlandish travelling hat and steps out the room.
Indeed.
It's 3 smaller hats layered on top of one another.
It's just a Team Fortress 2 monstrosity.
Yeah. There's a very small skeleton clinging to the side of it, which gives him a cheery wave.
Indeed. Okay, yeah, I've got what I want.
Did we have anything for Glanvar or Sigmund beyond the kind of letting folks know?
I think that's it. It's just.
I think Granville probably would want to scout out the bridge area again, but that's not an important thing that needs to be done right now.
We can do a little bit of showing the barrel of the gun. I'm happy with that. Roll a perception check for me, and we'll get a shot of Glanvar sort of, hopping over some rooftops while Sigmund is out and Apollyon is shopping. Only 33. Well, you fall down a well.
As long as there's no rats in that damn well.
Or
I think
crocodiles.
falling down a well in general is a rough one. Man, sewer crocodiles would be rough. Kind of cliche though, I suppose. The Scumport Bridge Protectorate, you've not actually been super close to the bridge. Like, you've been to the ass, I suppose, which is relatively close to the bridge. But you've not been to the bridge itself properly. And coming up... Sorry, one moment. Sorry about that. So looking out over the bridge, there's kind of a smoky kind of fuzz over it. Basically that's due to a number of tents, upturned boats and carts. And essentially, so there are 3 major kind of points on the bridge. There appears to be an expansive field hospital. There are some guard towers set up at the front of the bridge, the side closest to you, I suppose. And then there's also a command point at the very sort of other side. And it seems basically that anyone who's been kind of displaced from the fighting, anyone who's had nowhere else to turn, not being able to leave the city in time, or not being able to hunker down, the city guard are looking after them the best that they can on the bridge. So it's a big Ankh-Morpork style bridge in terms of, they have the dumb elephant statues up the sides of it. They have, the wrought iron lampposts. But yeah, there are just tents everywhere there. The people outnumber the guards here, 50, 60 to 1. The little smoky sort of haze in front of the glowing eye in the sky is little campfires and braziers. From a 33 as well, you also see that there is a small group of people dressed somewhat differently to the remainder of the folks, who seem to be repeatedly casting small circles at the very end of the other side of the bridge. They seem to be, you see someone, and with your enhanced vision, you see someone, stagger backward and then stagger forward again, and then cast another sort of small 10-foot circle in white, which sort of dot and amalgamize together at the far end of the bridge. So yeah, that's what the Bridge Protectorate does. They're a bridge and they protect people.
Good to know.
What was that? Sorry, did you have a question, that Hag?
I was going to ask if I could tell what the magic circles were all about, but
I mean, you can roll a knowledge arcana if you'd like.
if it's an arcana thing, I don't have knowledge arcana, so I wouldn't know.
Well, it's you know, I'm always chill with knowledge rolls being rolled untrained because I think it's interesting if nothing else.
Yeah.
All
And I
right,
think like people like Glanvar and stuff have had enough escapades in the world to at least be able to recognize something from memory.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you've also lived with Dave and Apollyon for more than a year,
that's going to jinx it.
and Thyra.
Oh, she rolled pretty well for a change for that one.
15. So, I think basically what you're aware of is that you can cast magic circles against particular alignments and against particular lawful versus chaotic leanings, I suppose. So essentially that people of a certain god, I can't work out as you know, alignment, I suppose, yeah, cannot pass that space. And essentially that's what they've been doing to keep the other end of the bridge in particular clear, is they have a number of mages, and particularly from what you can see, it's like I was saying in Scumport, there aren't, you know, there's not a mages college or any bullshit like that. There are these kind of hedge wizards and you know, folks who happen to sell scrolls under the table at the back of a grocery store and stuff like that.
Bin
And
wizards.
these are the people.
Bin wizards. Like bin
Bin
chickens.
wizards. Yeah, exactly. Or bin clerics, or what have you, you know? And yeah, they've been essentially devoting their time since the crisis begun to keeping up this kind of little barricade. And yeah, totally wasn't stolen from a neat scene in The Witcher, but oh well. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do? I'm conscious we are now sans egg, but if there's anything else before we finish this sort of impromptu little downtime session, then by all means.
Nothing for Glanvar.
Anything else on Sigmund's end?
No. I think ready to. I think we've prepped enough stuff to be kicking off the assault next time.
I think so.
Sounds good to me. Alright, no worries. Well, we'll do that next time then. But yeah, little short session this week. Thank you all for joining.
Yep,
Much
no
appreciated.
problem. It was very
And,
nice.
yeah, good game.
Yeah.
See you, gang.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.